And so those of you that are going to share memories of Eileen Scamehorn, we'll ask you to go ahead and do that at this time.
I would love for Deb Lindstrom to speak, because you sent us that email and you knew her so closely and you let us know that she had passed. Or do you want to be last? People would love to hear about Eileen's involvement in Isaac, since it was before many of us who are here now.
Well, Eileen was, she was instrumental in getting Westwood United Methodist involved in Isaac. And, you know, Larry Opliger talked about how she and Evelyn Rosine had walked him down the hallway and gave him no option but to say he would go to leadership training. And so Eileen was one of the very silent forces at Westwood, along with Larry, that really kept the congregation moving forward towards justice. And she had slowed down in the last few years, and it's almost like she willed herself to keep going for a while. And so we're very sorry to see her go. And so I'm very interested in hearing others, her big work on Isaac. As I understand it, she got me involved years after the organization started, but she was very proud of the work she did on the Divided Communities Task Force. And they worked on improving public transit, which has just, you know, continued very much since the time that they started it. So that was what she really felt was her contribution, besides making sure others were were filling up the ranks in the church. So I'll be taking notes and trying to write something for the website. So please share.
Thank you. Rochelle?
I could share, I guess, just the honor of serving with her. Formidable presence. And she was the kind of person who led by the force of her integrity and intention. And it was clear, you know, from the time that I first met her. And I think in Isaac, you know, as we move into spaces that we haven't been before, it's often scary, or people want to step back, or we don't know if we're going to succeed. And I think people like Eileen, especially in the early days, were just critically important, so that it motivated people to reach for their courage. And she had a gravitas about her, and as well as a ready laugh. And the combination of those things just made her a tremendous comrade to look up to.
Thank you, Rochelle. Anyone else? Toby?
I remember when we were all practicing our one-on-ones and trying to get good at doing them with each other in different congregations. And I went to Eileen's house for a one-on-one with her, and it was lovely, as Rochelle said. But the part I remember most was that I was emoting. I guess I got up because she told me, "Sit down, Energizer Bunny." I also think Eileen was probably the one that talked Larry Opliger into being president of Isaac when we didn't have a clergy person who was willing to take that leadership. And wasn't before he retired, a science professor, but a well-loved teacher. He was a wonderful president for Isaac. That's a huge gift from Eileen. I think she was the one that got him to say yes.
Thank you, Toby. Anyone else? Andrew?
Yeah, I feel very sad today. I'm here because of Eileen, because I was a member of the church. Eileen could not take a no for an answer. It took Eileen quite some number of years. Eileen kept saying, Andrew, you need to join the justice team. You need to join the justice team. And once I agreed, it took me all the way to Isaac. And she was one of the people that said, I think you can now go to Isaac and represent the church. Before there was Deb, there was Eileen. Eileen always made sure that we paid our dues way ahead of time. It was always Eileen that says, have you received the check? Did you get the check for Isaac? So it's a very difficult day for Westwood Methodist Church. And for me specifically, because Eileen was not only my justice warrior, she was also Bible class teacher. And she would infuse justice with the teaching of the Bible. And I will always remember Eileen and Larry as being the teachers that they were, that, you know, you go there, we'll support you. That was what she said. I remember very well that, you know, we will support you and we will stand behind you at Isaac. So that has always been the case. Now, and Eileen was always there at banquets, at every other Isaac event that I can remember. I could always count on her, just like Larry, to pay for an additional person who wasn't part of it. She would also, okay, how many people do you have? Do you want me to pay for somebody? You know, so that Westwood always had a large contingent to our banquets because of Eileen, who went out of her way to pay for more people just than herself. So she will be missed at Westwood, and it's a big loss to her family and to Isaac and to Westwood Methodist Church.
Thank you, Andrew. Anyone else? Rick, could you?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone for those wonderful tributes. And I'm sure that Diane will send them to all of their mutual friends and they will mean a lot to them. So thank you very much.